What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Reign of Zeus bringing you my Stamina Sorcerer build for the Greymoor patch. Now, the last couple days we've been streaming with this, so if you guys missed that, it's up on my channel. And also, if you guys are new to my channel, make sure that, if you guys do enjoy the content, like, comment, subscribe, the whole YouTube spiel, because we do upload builds on a regular basis, and, X gameplay, PvP tips and tricks, etc., etc. So, like, that, our channel is only PvP oriented. Anyway, that being said, in the last little bit, we've got over 800 subs, and I mean that's phenomenal. So in light of that, I wanted to make this video before I got to 2k subs, that way I can let you guys know that once we do get to 2k subs, I will be doing a giveaway. I haven't particularly decided on what that giveaway is going to be. It's probably just going to be a lot of gold. So if you guys are interested in participating in the giveaway, make sure you sub, that way you know when I'm doing it. So I'll probably end up doing it on a stream. And if you hit the notification bell, it'll let you know that, I started streaming or whatever. But anyway, before my continuous goes out and you allow to lose your all's attention and everything else, I'm just going to go ahead and hop into the buff stat sheet. It's not completely buffed, mainly because I'm not at one of the proc chances and everything else. But that being said, we have roughly 5,500 weapon damage and 1,700 recovery. 1,600 base health recovery. And the weapon damage and the health recovery go up, during combat, and you'll see when we get into the sets. That being said, this is pretty much the same build that I was running for my Stam DK, with a little bit different traits and stuff, and a different Mundus and everything else. Now, once I do get transmute gems, I will be posting a updated build video, because this is what I'm using in the meantime, and it's been working great. Because I don't have transmute gems, because I wasted them all trying to make other builds work on different classes. But anyway, when the campaign ends, I'll be using testing 3 other setups on my Stam sword, because I feel like I can squeeze more damage and more healing out of the sets that I have in mind. Anyway, let's just go ahead and get into the gear. We're using back bar potentates. I know sword and board on a Stam sword is weird, but there's reasons for doing that, and I'll show it later on. We do use double dot poisons. I just feel like it's the best bang for your buck back bar for sustain pressure and everything else. Now, we are using powered, because the healing nerf for Cyril and everything else has been so bad. Just a little bit of extra healing does matter, or it feels like it does. But we're using pretty much all M-Pen, a Nernhon Maul of New Moon. New Moon is just such a great set. If you guys haven't heard of it, then you live in a cave. It's just, I've tried stuns, I've tried Spriggans, I've tried all kinds of different damage sets, and like this one has the most bang for your buck as far as just flat damage. We are using 2 Balorgs. I feel like Bloodspawn is still viable. Troll King is super viable with this build because it synergizes well with our second set, which is Orgnum Scales. If you guys are not familiar with this set's been around for a long time, but it recently got changed. The 5th piece did. And now it's, while you're under 60% health, your health recovery is increased by 782, and your physical and spell resistance is increased by 6,200. Your health is always fluctuating, so like this is a really strong set. Like once you get to 60% health, you're fucking super tanky. And the little bit extra damage and pin from the change from Balorgs is really nice too, especially on Stam sword. We are using 5 medium and 2 heavy chest, heavy legs, all M-Pen. You can't go wrong with medium. You just get more damage and healing from the weapon damage passive and recovery and sustain and everything else from running medium. There's no reason to run heavy. Now, the only downside about making 2 crafted sets like Orgnum and New Moon is you have to create one set's gonna have to be jewelry. I mean, I know it's expensive, but it's really, really good. I mean, putting these 2 together. Let's go ahead and go over the food and consumables and stuff. I'm using Artaeum. I know it's expensive, but like the health recovery with this build and a little bit of health or Stam recovery and the stats from it just synergize very well with the Orgnum Scales and Stam Sword. That being said, you can run Lava Foot if you want to, if you're really struggling with sustain. It's just you need to change your body glyphs to health instead of Stam and stuff. Now, as far as like pots and stuff, I'm using tripods. It's just with this build, my snare removal is a mag ability, so kind of need the mag for dark deal conversions for sustain, and a little bit extra health is nice too. Now, you can run speed pots, even though it's like the major expedition is kind of negated by running elude, and we'll cover that in a little bit. But let's see, let's just go ahead and hop into the CP. Now, everybody's CP is different. I mean, everybody chooses to run in a different way, and this is what works for me, so feel free to switch things up and make it work for you. I'm using 56 Warlord, 16 Sprinter, 1 Siphoner. The only reason I put 1 Siphoner is, one, because I have an extra point that I can't put anywhere else, and it creates a debuff that when they purify, this counts as one of the things that you purify. So it's just extra debuff that they have to purify. Anyway, that being said, we are running 37 Tenacity and 49 into Mooncalf, and 11 into Healthy to synergize well with our Orgrim Scales proc, and the food. For the next green tree, we are running 52 Tumbling and 48 into Shadow Ward, where we are using a Sword and Board build, and Sorcerer gets a passive for blocking and reduced cost after you block an ability. Shadow Ward and Sword and Board work very well with it, and you're a little bit more tanky for using that. We are running 27 Blessed. Chances are I'm going to be taking all these points out of Blessed because I can't tell a difference with them being in there or not. It just feels like there's no difference whatsoever. For the middle blue tree, we are using 81 Master at Arms. Last blue tree, we're using 61 Precise Tracks, 37 Piercing, and 64 Mighty. To me, this is just the best blue setup for damage and a little bit of off healing through Blessed. You could probably take the points out of Blessed and put them into Piercing if you really wanted to, or maybe Thermaturge for your Hurricane. For the first red tree, we are using 81 Ironclad, 7 Medium Armor Focus, and 18 Resistant, where we got a lot of base crit resist for the patch. You don't have to put points into here anymore if you're running Impin. And this is an all Impin build, and I still have over 3k crit resist, so I took all the points out of Resistant and put them into Quick Recovery for extra healing received for your Vigors and stuff. So we got like an extra 10% healing out of that. That being said, we just have enough points into the middle tree to get the Unchained passive for making an ability basically free when you CC break. So you use that on your big buffs like Elude, Rally, and Vigor, and it pretty much makes them free after you CC break. Now let's go ahead and go into the character sheet. We did put 10 into Health and 54 into Stam. With this build where you do have a lot of health, you could probably take the 10 points out of health and put them into Stam for a little bit extra damage and healing. Now we are running the Steed. The Steed is just so strong for Stam sort because Orc gets 10%, Hurricane gives you minor expedition, Elude gives you major expedition, and the Steed gives you another 10%. So like your mobility is where this build shines. That's the whole reason you play Stam Sorc anyway, is for the mobility. And like this build is so fast. Like I can squeeze more mobility out of it once I test some other sets, but like as of right now, I'm loving it. Like I have the right amount of damage, I have the right amount of healing, I have the perfect amount of fucking mobility. Like there's so much damage mitigation that you get from just being mobile and staying up. I mean, it's hard to like, you can't take damage if nobody can hit you, you know what I'm saying? So it's really good. I am a werewolf. I don't have any fucking passives in the werewolf. I mean, I just never got rid of it. I mean, I don't use it. It's just I was a werewolf from a long time ago and ran it back bar, and I just never purified myself, or whatever you want to call that. That being said, as far as the passives, you pretty much have every passive. I mean, to min-max it the correct way, you want to get all your passives for like your class skills, your two-handed, sword and board, medium armor, heavy armor. You want the first three because you're not running 5 heavy, so you don't get the bonus for these last two. Fire skill passives, Sigic. I did grind Sigic on this guy. Undaunted, Assault. I mean, these are all important. But like I said before, I am an Orc. I think Orc synergizes so well with Stam Sorc that you're going wrong by playing anything else but Orc. Wood Elf works, Nord works, but Orc is the best in my opinion. And that's just because of this passive right here, the damage, the reduced cost of sprint, and your increased movement speed when you're sprinting. Plus the other two are really nice too, so max health and max Stam. Can't go wrong with it. Obviously we have the medicinal use passive. Let's go ahead and go into the bar setup. The bar setup is pretty flexible. I mean, this is just what I go with to get the most bang for my buck. So like Bound Armaments gives you 8% and a little bit extra magic and stamina recovery through Daedric summoning. You get an extra 20% health recovery for having it slotted, and Stam recovery as well. So like that goes very well. It synergizes really well with Orgrim Scales. Just for having it on your bar, plus you get max health. Or I'm sorry, max Stam. My bad. Anyway, we're running Dizzy, Executioner, Camouflage Hunter for the 3% damage bonus, the crit, and the the minor berserk when you hit somebody in the back, where you're so fast you can always be hitting somebody in the back, so you pretty much have 100% uptime on minor berserk. We are running rally. I know right now it's bugged and the healing's whack on it, but every little bit of healing is nice, and there's no point running for momentum. There's not on this build, because of this ability right here, which is ball lightning. It removes all snares for quite a bit of time, and where we are only using dark deal and ball of lightning, my mag sustain is perfect. I can constantly streak, I can constantly dark deal, and I don't have any issues. So that's my snare removal right there, is ball of lightning. Now we are using elude. Elude also increases your movement speed when you get hit with an AoE, so it's nice, man. 30% extra movement speed. It's just, it makes you so fucking fast. Hurricane, a minor expedition in your armor buff, vigor, dark deal, temporal guard. Now if you guys do not have the Sigical, you're more than welcome to run Atro here. Atro's pretty nice. You can kite around it. It gives your teammates major berserk. It gives you more stam recovery and health recovery in your back bar for having it slotted. It's pretty dope. I think that covers everything, man. If I missed anything, you guys are more than welcome to, you know, drop a question down there in the comment section. And like I said before, if you guys did enjoy the video and you do try this build and stuff, let me know how it goes down in that comment section, because your all's feedback is super important to the content that I do bring to my channel, because pleasing you guys pleases me. Yeah, I'm a pleaser. Anyway, that being said, after this I'm going to go ahead and, you know, post some gameplay that I've made in the last couple days or stuff, and there's some streams too. I'll post that down, the links to the streams down there in the comment section. That way you guys can witness the build in action for yourself. And I'll put a few clips that I've gotten recently right after this, so I'll let them roll out, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Deuces.
I know the sadness that cripples you. It comes in waves and out of the blue. But there are days you feel freedom too. Bask in the glorious lightning. Move like the sunlight, darkness can't hold you here. Bold and might push through the atmosphere. This is your dawn, this is your break. Move like the, move like the, move like the sunlight, darkness can't hold you here. Bold and might push through the atmosphere. This is your dawn, this is your break. Move like the, 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 move like the. Radiate, radiate, radiate. Gravitate, gravitate, gravitate. Innovate, innovate, innovate. Move like the sunlight. I know the sadness that cripples you. It comes in waves and out of the blue. But there are days you feel freedom too. Bask in the glorious lightning. Move like the sunlight, darkness can't hold you here. Bold and might push through the atmosphere. This is your dawn, this is your break. Move like the, move like the, move like the sunlight, darkness can't hold you here. Bold and might push through the atmosphere. This is your dawn, this is your break. gravitate, gravitate, gravitate you. Innovate, innovate, innovate you. Move like the
Go.